So in this short video demonstration I'm showing some of the capabilities in the Siemens Simcenter Mass Modification Workbook, and to do that we're going to take a Simcenter project, a modal analysis project that's been previously completed, and I've done that for an exercise on a subject that I coordinate at UTS. Here is that file, and notice that in some cases, especially on my system, if you double click that file rather than opening the application, it tries to install the application. So alternatively, we go to the installed software, double click the modification prediction, that will open that workbook, and we can then navigate from within that workbook to open the file. Some of us that use UTS Workspace for our modal analysis will not be able to find a modification prediction launch, so be aware that you can also use tools add-ins drop down and add in the modification prediction workbook, which will then appear in the workflow alongside all of the modal analysis capability. Currently here we just literally have modification prediction open, so we have documentation navigator where the project information is, and then the modification workbook, which we'll have a look at in a moment. But here is the information within the file. So we have an array of FRFs, we have a mode set that's been processed here with 7 modes and some upper and lower residuals, and we have the geometry, which we'll have a look at. Look at those two close modes at 133 and 135 Hertz. To visualize those, we'll put a quad geometry display in and maximize that. There again are those modes. Grab the geometry from here and drag and drop. And I always like to right click on the background and turn on the mode markers and the node names so that I know what the degrees of freedom were called, such that when I'm doing any subsequent analysis I know where the measurements were made. Notice that this is a 5x3 grid that the measurements have been made over, and here's the first torsional bending mode at 133 Hertz. The second mode, we can see a very nice clean mode there, and similarly the first bending mode, lengthwise bending mode here. Look at the amount of mobility at that plate 2:14 location. That makes for a very nice candidate for attaching a mass or making a mass modification to be able to separate these two modes 1 and mode 2. The torsional mode, since there's no mobility at that location, will be largely unaffected, whereas the bending mode will be significantly affected by the addition of a mass at that location. And that's what we're going to be able to demonstrate using this workbook and workflow. So here you can see the modification table that I have access to. I have various options, simply a mass or spring damper or a tuned absorber even, which is adding another degree of freedom. But here I can just simply create a new mass modification to be able to interactively select the point or the node. I will stop the animation. That's a right click on the background to open this menu, turn on the node names, click this node, and you can see it copies that. I could have also just written that in with the keyboard. I'm going to try initially a 0.5 kilogram mass. That's a little bit finger in the air. I roughly know the mass of this plate, this plexiglass plate that was determined in previous video, and I can simply add that in. I can maybe modify it, I can have options to delete it, etc, etc. And once I've made my modifications, I can then go into the predict modes mini workbook, select those modes. I can again display them like I've been doing before, and I can calculate a new processing. Now we have some revised modes, and here you can see in the display synthesized FRF has been changed. We've got green curve, this is the new FRF, the red curve is the original FRF, and look how nicely those two modes now have been split. 133 Hertz is the torsional mode. It's mode 2 now, and it hasn't changed frequency relative to the unmodified scenario. Modified mode 1, however, is the new bending mode, and that has been substantially reduced, as we would expect, by the addition of the mass at that free end mid-side node. However, you will notice that the impact of that was two frequencies further than that now had coincided. So I'm going to modify this mass, make it actually 0.25 instead of 0.5 kilograms. I'll do a new calculation, so now I have a new predicted mode set, predicted 1 versus predicted 2. Now look, 118, so I get less of a reduction in that frequency as expected. It's a reduced mass, but modes 3 and 4 are now also separated by 20 odd Hertz. So we now have very nicely separated modes 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on without inadvertently coinciding two subsequent modes, as was the case with the 500 gram modification. Remember, this is just an academic exercise, it's for demonstration purposes, but this is a real world kind of application where, you know, if you want to change the frequency of a structure to make it not coincide with, say, an engine that's mounted to it that might be rotating with a critical speed that coincides with the frequency, we can use exactly this process. Hope that was a useful video. Thank you.